Welcome to my March 2023 current account news and offers update. It'll be a relatively short video this time because there's not a massive amount of new deals to share with you. But there are some changes to the bank switching ones I previously mentioned. I'll tell you about those. Some limited time offers here at the start of the month, plus some other bits and pieces we'll get around to as well. And let's kick off with the bank switching news update. I have done separate videos on some of those with more information, so watch those after this one if you think you want to take advantage of them. The big new offer that started in since the last update is from NatWest and from RBS. You can choose the offer with one of either of the banks, but not both of them because they are the same bank essentially. And this is for £200. Very, very easy to get this one because there are no direct debits, no standing orders, no crazy things you have to do, debit card transactions or whatever. You just need to pay in £1,250 and check your online banking within the first 60 days. Again, the whole video looking at that one. There is no published end date for this one, so it could go at any time. And with that in mind, update on some of the other offers, switching offers that have been around recently, which have come and gone or are about to go. So the bad news is the Santander £200 offer that I mentioned last month. It went really, really fast. They gave hours notice. I got a press release came through from their press office saying this offer ends tonight. And that was only 17 days after it launched. So really, really, really short 2.5 week window. And that was gone. Hopefully it will come back in the future. But I was surprised just how fast that one went. Another one that's been and gone was Cooperative Bank. They bought back their £125 refer a friend deal. And that one, again, finished, started in the middle of February, ended on the 28th of February. Now, a couple more deals are ending very, very, very soon. In the next few days, if you're watching this at the start of March. One of those, the end date has been brought forward. This is the Lloyds Bank £200 switch. Again, a whole video taking you through that one, so watch that one if you're interested. The big thing here is this now ends on the 7th of March. Originally, it was the middle of March. They've brought that forward. 7th of March, this deal will end. So you haven't got much time to get that one. Again, relatively easy. But there are complications, so watch that video to work out how to avoid the monthly fee that comes with one of the qualifying current accounts. And the other offer that ends, and we knew this one was going to end, the whole video on this one as well, was the TSB up to £200 bank switching offer. This one ends on Friday the 3rd of March. So literally only a couple of days from when I upload this video. However, if you haven't taken advantage of this one yet, you have got a couple of days to get even more money because the cashback site Quidco, which normally offers you between £20 and £40 cashback if you apply for the TSB account via them. There are some terms and conditions that you have to check, so make sure you read those. Again, it involves putting money in and having money coming out, but relatively easy to sort out. That offer, normally at 20 to 40 quid, there's an extra £25 bonus running for the next few days. You have to activate that from the Quidco homepage, so make sure you've activated that offer and then take advantage of that. Plus the other stuff, so you could be looking at maybe 50, 60 quid, 70 quid extra money you're getting by joining up to Quidco as well, and even more money on top with another deal. So there's a number of ways you can really boost that. The other ones to tell you about, the last switching deal to tell you about, and this one also ends pretty soon. This one ends, let me just double check the date for this. I think it's the 6th of March. Is for First Direct. Now their £175 switching deal, that's not finishing. But there is an extra bonus, a £30 Amazon voucher, which you can get if you apply for the First Direct account and do the switch via USwitch, via the comparison site USwitch. So do that in the next week and you're going to be able to get an extra 30 quid on top. And that makes it probably one of the best paying First Direct offers ever. I would hope that the First Direct offer will continue after that. You never know. They could withdraw it, they could reduce it, they could change it, they could keep it exactly the same. But just so you know, there are some deadlines coming in the next few days across all those different banks. As we then go later into March, I haven't got a crystal ball. I don't know what's coming, but I would expect Halifax to launch something. Normally when Lloyds ends, Halifax starts or vice versa. So hopefully something from Halifax this month. And also, we've not seen an offer from HSBC since late December. So this is the longest I think they've really not had an offer for a long time. So hopefully we'll see something from them. Obviously, I will let you know as soon as a decent switching deal comes along. I will try and do a standalone video straight away, so you don't have to wait for these monthly updates as soon as they happen. And as with all my other kind of bank switching deals, bank reward deals, other bits and pieces that come along, you can check out the details at becleverwithyourcash.com/banks. That is my long list of all the switching deals, all the other offers and promotions you can get from banks. And I'll be updating that every time something's happened. It might not be enough to justify a whole video, but again, you can do it now rather than wait until the end of the month. So switching deals, what else is going on? There's some cashback updates to give you. One of them, you might already know about this because I did a video on it a couple of weeks ago. This is from Chase Bank. Chase, one of the best features it's had since it launched was that 1% cashback on the majority of your purchases. There were some exclusions. You couldn't pay your tax bill or buy a car or pay off your credit card and earn cashback. But all your normal spending, 1% back, made it pretty much one of the best ways to earn money on your everyday spending. However, it only lasted for a year. And it has been extended once for people who are early customers. But that deadline, that extension, was the 28th of February. So as I'm publishing this, that was yesterday. However, if you've got a Chase account already, you'll know this. You've probably seen the notification in your emails or in the app itself. It's being extended for another year on top. In fact, slightly more than a year. So if you were one of those people who got the cash back until the 28th of February, you'll continue getting it in March with your normal spending, no different. However, if you then want to get it from April onwards for another 12 months, there are some changes. Again, I talk about a lot of this in the other video, but we'll quickly give you the headlines now. One of those is that you have to pay in £500 a month into your Chase account from an external source. It can't be an internal transfer. £500 in every single month. And if you do that, it triggers cashback in the next month. So if you want to get cashback in April, you need to put £500 in March and so on. Put it £500 in April, we'll give you cashback in May and so on. In fact, if you go to your Chase app, you go to rewards, scroll down, look at active offers, you'll see there's a little tracker bar that will show you how much money you've put in to achieve that £500. Now, I would imagine with most of you, if you're going to use this card to earn cashback, you're going to put 500 quid in there anyway, so it's no big deal. A lot of you ask me questions, does the money have to stay in there? Can I take it out again? It doesn't need to, but if you're going to spend the money, you may as well leave it in there to spend it. Otherwise, what's the point of putting the cash in there if you're not going to spend it to earn the cashback? A couple other quick things to tell you about that again more in the video. You will also be capped at £15 of cashback every single month from the April onwards. Okay, so you'll still get them this month. You've got a big purchase, fine, but from April onwards, capped at £15 a month. This is for people whose year has already expired. If you're in your first year, then this won't come into place until your first 12 months is up, but then that will activate. The £15 a month cap, that will come in earlier though for people who are already signing up in the next few months and stuff. The other cashback deal is from Nationwide, and this isn't a reason to open up a Nationwide account. It's not going to earn you a huge amount of money, but if you already have a Nationwide current account, it's definitely worth taking a look at this. Essentially, during March and April, it was also running in February, but until the end of April, you can earn 5% cashback at the supermarket when you use your Nationwide debit card. Now, there are restrictions on this. The most you can earn on your card or via your card is £10 every single month, which basically means a spend of £200 at the supermarket is the most that's going to earn you this money back. Now, there are some caveats here. If you have a joint account, for example, and you've got 2 debit cards, well, then you're going to be able to earn that money back on both of those. So that could be £20 a month that you earn, a total of £400 spend. But again, it is about each individual card. You can't just double up on one card. Likewise, if you have more than one Nationwide account to yourself, you'll have more than one debit card, you can do the same thing as well. You obviously just need to make sure that there's money in the account. If it's not one of your regular accounts that you use on a daily basis, there's money in there for you to spend. Now, this is just for supermarket spending, no other spending. And all the big supermarkets are involved. There is a list of the different types of retailers on the Nationwide website. I've linked to it as well from my blog. I've done a whole analysis of this offer, so you can have a look at that if you want more information. One thing to point out here, although this runs until the end of April, there is a chance it ends sooner. And that's because Nationwide have put a certain amount of money behind this deal. I think it's £99 million, something crazy like that. But if that's all gone, then they end the offer earlier. But if you are doing your shopping on a regular basis, just have a little quick check before you go in, as we get towards the end of April, that the deal is still going. A few more things to talk about. One of them, a couple of quick things first of all. One of them is Paym. You might not know about Paym. I was always a big fan of this. It was effectively where you could register your mobile phone number to your online banking app, and if someone wanted to pay you, they did not need your sort code, didn't need your account number or anything like that. They could just put your mobile number in, probably already stored in their contacts, and send the money over straight away. Really nice, really simple. It's being canned. From the 7th of March, it will no longer work. And in fact, a number of banks might already have stopped the ability for this to happen. The reason they're doing this is we're saying it's actually very easy now to share account details or find other ways to transfer cash along. But it's just worth letting you know that is over. Something else that looks like it's over is the gift cards, the discounted gift cards that come with Monese, or Monese at least offer this. They've been doing this for a number of years now. Used to be relatively infrequent. Then it became, for much of last year, every single month. anything between 10 and 20% off the likes of Sainsbury's, Asda, Waitrose, big money saving on gift cards. It was problematic in lots of ways. You got an email, they'd already run out, there were limited numbers. People were able to get all of them rather than limit it to one per person. So it was not fantastic. And that may well be why it hasn't run so far this year. That's now 2 months without this offer. It obviously could return. And if it does, I'll let you know over on the blog and in the Facebook group where we can give that kind of immediate kind of information about some things going, particularly as they often go so fast. But reason I'm sharing with this now is because that was pretty much the only reason to keep having a Monese account. I wouldn't close your account down, but I certainly would think if it's something you're using on a more regular basis, move to a different bank. If this offer comes back, great. But I would sort of say, don't put too much in this one because it's not a fully licensed bank. Yes, it's fine, but there are better banks out there. So I would steer clear unless there's another reason that comes along that makes it worth giving it a go. And this last thing to talk about this month is something that I've spotted over in the Facebook community. If you're not already a member, please do join us. becleverwithyourcash.com/community will take you over to Facebook so you can join the group. A couple of people shared that they've been having issues with the Halifax hack. Now, this is a trick that I've spoken about in a previous video where in order to get the spend on the debit card that's required to trigger the reward, rather than actually do it on your normal spending and therefore lose out on cashback elsewhere, such as with Chase, you could actually just top up a different account or you could move your money into a savings account. There are a number of different ways you could do this. For Halifax, there's a £500 payment required on the debit card. Obviously, you can have more than one of those, so that could be 3 of those potentially. But also, you've got the TSB Spend and Save account. A lot of you have been interested in that since that new switching deal's come along. That requires 20 debit card transactions every single month in order to trigger their underlying reward, which is quite a lot. And some of you as well have been using double top-ups on your NatWest debit card in order to trigger extra roundups to the 6.17% Paym regular saver. You can only put a certain amount of money in, £150 a month as a transfer, but you can put more in as a roundup. So these have all been extra transactions you're trying to make with your debit cards. And one of the ways that a lot of you have been doing that is to Revolut, because Revolut allows you to add money to that account with your debit card, something most other banks don't allow. Monese used to offer it, but now it charges you for it. So it really kind of leaves Revolut as one of the only options for that way, which money goes across and it's straight away you can send it back in theory. But I want to share with you some of these problems that people have started to experience. The more of these transactions that you're doing, whether that's 3 Halifax ones, money in and out really fast, or a number of roundup ones for NatWest, or a number of small £1 transactions for the TSB account, it's raising some flags with Revolut. So a few people have had messages warning them that if this pattern was to continue, then they might have their account suspended. And I think that obviously has happened to some people in the past. They've had issue transferring that money across. Probably has triggered some kind of fraud warnings. Or there are already limits in place anyway. Maybe you can only do 10 of these sort of debit card top-ups in a 24-hour period. So I would say be very careful if you're doing this. Whether it's one £500 transaction you're doing every single month for Halifax and the money's going in and going straight out again, or a number of those, or the TSB ones, or the NatWest ones, or a combo of those, I would sort of maybe spread the love a little bit. Don't just use Revolut. Remember, there are other ways that you can use your debit card to qualify for payments for each of those different bank rewards. It could be paying off your credit card. If you use a cashback credit card, that recent Amex offer, BA Premium Plus Amex, was amazing. So a lot of people have money on there. Use your Halifax cards, your TSB cards to transfer money that way. It could be moving money into an NSNI savings account, moving money into Chip. There are a number of them which I've spoken about in my Halifax reward hack video. So do check that one out if you've not seen it. I've got more details on the blog with this as well. But try and spread it out a little bit. You can top up Amazon as well. I know some people, if they are regularly using Amazon, they don't mind putting £1 on 20 times. So there's 20 quid sitting on Amazon for the TSB offer. They're happy doing that because they're going to spend that money anyway. But spread the love a little bit around, okay? And if you are sticking with Revolut for at least one of those payments, then potentially slow it down a bit as well. If the money goes in, don't take it straight out again. Leave it in for a few days, potentially. I know this kind of makes maybe the hack a little bit less attractive for some people, and it might not be possible for you to do this across 3 different accounts. But just a heads up, as a warning, you don't want to get your account suspended because that obviously limits your access to that for any different type of offer and deal that comes along. My name is Andy Webb. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you check out these videos right here for more ways to make money from your bank